Jack Harper stood on the deck of the USS Aurora, staring into the vast darkness of space. The stars twinkled like diamonds against the black sky, but Jack's mind was not on the beauty of the universe. He was focused on the mission ahead. The Aurora was a research ship, exploring a distant asteroid belt. It was a routine job, but Jack felt a strange sense of unease. "Jack, you ready?" called Ben Hall, the science officer. He was a tall man with a friendly smile, but today he looked serious. "Yeah, I'm ready," Jack replied, forcing a smile. He adjusted his gear and joined Ben and the rest of the crew. Captain Claire Morgan stood at the front, giving final instructions. "Remember, we are here to gather data and samples. Stay alert and follow protocols," she said firmly. The crew nodded, and Jack felt a rush of excitement. They were about to uncover secrets from a faraway world. As the Aurora approached the asteroid, Jack's heart raced. The ship shuddered. As it entered the asteroid field, rocks floated past them, some large, some small. The crew worked hard, scanning and collecting data. Hours passed, and Jack focused on his task, feeling the thrill of discovery. Suddenly, an alarm blared through the ship. Jack's heart sank. "What's happening?" he shouted. "Collision warning." Ben yelled, his face pale. The ship shook violently as an asteroid struck the side. Jack stumbled, grabbing onto the console for support. "Damage report," Captain Morgan commanded. "We've lost power in Section 5. Replied another crew member. "We need to stabilize the ship." "Jack, come with me," Ben shouted, pointing to a control panel. They rushed to fix the issue, but the ship shuddered again. Jack's mind raced. They needed to get out of the field. As they worked, a strange signal flashed on Jack's screen. It was an unknown frequency, unlike anything he had seen before. "Captain, I think I found something," he called out. "Bring it up, Jack," she ordered. He pressed a few buttons, and the screen showed a faint image of something glowing in the distance. It looked like a spacecraft, but it was damaged and drifting. "Should we check it out?" Ben asked, glancing nervously at the captain. Captain Morgan hesitated. "It could be dangerous, but we can't ignore it. Jack, prepare a shuttle. We'll investigate." Jack felt a mix of excitement and fear. He quickly gathered the necessary tools and joined Ben as they prepped the shuttle. Minutes later, they were ready to launch. The shuttle separated from the Aurora, and Jack piloted it towards the mysterious ship. As they got closer, the damage became clear. The ship was small and battered, its hull covered in strange markings. Jack felt a chill run down his spine. "Do you think anyone is alive?" Ben asked, his voice trembling. "Let's find out," Jack replied, trying to sound brave. He guided the shuttle to a docking area on the damaged ship. After a tense moment, they secured the connection. "Stay close," Captain Morgan said as they exited the shuttle. The air was cold and still inside the ship. They moved carefully through the dark corridors, their flashlights illuminating the twisted metal and debris. "Look at this," Ben said, pointing to a broken control panel. "It's like they tried to send a distress signal." "Let's keep moving," Captain Morgan urged. They pressed on, searching for survivors. As they turned a corner, they heard a faint sound, a weak moan. "Over here," Jack shouted, rushing toward the sound. They entered a small chamber, and there, lying on the floor, was a figure, a woman. She looked alien, with delicate features and shimmering skin that seemed to glow faintly. "Is she alive?" Ben whispered, kneeling beside her. Jack knelt down, examining her closely. She was breathing, but her pulse was weak. "We need to help her," he said urgently. "We can't leave her here," Captain Morgan nodded. "Okay, Jack, we'll take her back to the Aurora. We have medical supplies there." Gently, they lifted the alien woman and carried her back to the shuttle. Jack's heart raced as they secured her in the seat. He couldn't shake the feeling that they were doing something important, something that could change everything. Once back on the Aurora, they rushed her to the medical bay. The ship's doctor, Dr. Lisa Grant, was already waiting. What happened? She asked, her eyes wide with concern. We found her on a damaged ship, Jack explained. She needs help now. Dr. Grant quickly examined the alien woman, her brow furrowed in concentration. We need to stabilize her immediately. Jack, help me with the medical equipment. They worked together, using human technology to treat her injuries. As they worked, Jack felt a strange connection to the woman. He couldn't explain it, but it was as if something was drawing him to her. Her vitals are improving, Dr. Grant announced after a tense few minutes. We might be able to save her. Suddenly, the alien woman's eyes fluttered open. Jack gasped as their eyes met. She looked terrified but also curious. Who are you? She whispered, her voice soft and musical. I'm Jack, he replied, feeling a rush of warmth. We found you hurt. We're here to help. Her gaze held his, and Jack felt an overwhelming sense of calm wash over him. Thank you, Jack, she breathed, closing her eyes again. I thought I was lost. As she slipped back into unconsciousness, Jack felt a pang of worry. He turned to Dr. Grant. Will she be okay? I think so, Dr. Grant replied, but her expression was serious. We need to monitor her closely. We don't know what kind of technology she has, or how it will react to our treatment. Jack nodded, his heart heavy with concern. He couldn't shake the feeling that this was just the beginning of something much bigger. He had saved her from death, but he didn't know what would come next. That night, as Jack lay in his bunk, he couldn't stop thinking about the alien woman. Who was she? What had happened to her? And why did he feel so connected to her? As he drifted into sleep, a strange dream filled his mind. He saw the woman again, but this time she was standing in a beautiful garden, surrounded by glowing flowers. She smiled at him, and he felt a warmth spread through him. Then, just as suddenly, the vision faded, and he was left alone in darkness. Jack awoke the next morning, his heart racing. He couldn't forget the dream, nor could he shake the feeling that something extraordinary was about to happen. He had saved her from death, but now he wondered what she would bring into his life. The days passed on the USS Aurora, but Jack Harper could not shake the memory of the alien woman he had saved. Her name was Lyra, and she had been in the medical bay for 3 days. Dr. Lisa Grant monitored her closely, but Lyra remained unconscious. Jack visited the medical bay every chance he got, hoping to see her awake. One quiet evening, as Jack stood by her bedside, he felt a strange sensation in the air. It was as if the room was charged with energy. He leaned closer, studying Lyra's peaceful face. Her skin glowed softly under the lights, and her delicate features seemed almost otherworldly. Come on, Lyra, you can do this, he whispered, hoping she could hear him. We're all waiting for you. Suddenly, he felt a rush of warmth envelop him. Jack blinked, and for a moment, he thought he saw a flicker of light around Lyra. He shook his head, thinking he was just tired. But then, the warmth intensified, and he felt a pull toward her. Jack, a soft voice called. He stepped back in surprise. What? Who said that? I'm here, the voice replied. It was Lyra's voice, but it was not coming from her lips. Instead, it echoed in his mind. Lyra? Jack asked, his heart racing. Is that you? Yes, Jack, I am here, she answered, her voice calm and soothing. Thank you for saving me. Jack looked around the room, half expecting someone else to be there. But how? You're still. You're not awake. I am awake in a way you cannot see. My spirit is connected to you, Lyra explained. When? You saved me. You opened a bond between us. Jack felt a mix of confusion and wonder. What do you mean? Can you see me? Yes, I can see you, she replied. But only when I am in this space. I cannot touch you or be seen by others. Jack's mind raced. So, you're a ghost? A spirit? Not a ghost. I am still alive. My body is healing, Lyra said. But I can only communicate with you like this for now. Jack felt a thrill of excitement. This is amazing. I can hear you. I can talk to you. Lyra's voice was warm. Yes, but this connection is fragile. I need you to help me regain my strength. There are things I must share with you. What do you need? Jack asked eagerly. I need to teach you about my people, the Shy, Lyra said. They will come looking for me. You must understand them if you want to help. Jack nodded, determination rising within him. I'll do anything. Just tell me what to do. Listen carefully, Jack. The Shy are not like your people. They are proud and powerful. They see humanity as a threat, Lyra explained. When? I was hurt. They lost trust in your kind. You saved me, but they may not see it that way. Jack felt a weight on his shoulders. What will they do when they find out you're alive? They may come to reclaim me. They will not be gentle. Lyra warned. You must prepare your crew for this. You must be the bridge between our worlds. As Lyra's voice faded, Jack felt a sudden chill. He glanced at Lyra's body, still lying peacefully on the bed. He realized he needed to act quickly. He had to convince Captain Morgan and the crew that they were in danger. The next morning, Jack gathered his courage and approached Captain Morgan in the command center. The ship hummed with activity as crew members went about their tasks. Jack took a deep breath. Captain, I need to talk to you about Lyra, he said, trying to keep his voice steady. Captain Morgan looked up from her console. What is it, Jack? Is she okay? She's alive, but she's still. Jack Harper felt a growing sense of urgency as he walked the corridors of the USS Aurora. Lyra's warning echoed in his mind. Her people, the Shy, would come looking for her. He knew he had to act quickly. The crew needed to understand the potential danger they faced. He decided to gather his closest friends first, Ben Hall, the science officer, and Mia Torres, the ship's pilot. They were both practical and smart, and he hoped they would believe him. Jack found them in the common area, discussing the latest data from their mission. Hey, can I talk to you guys for a minute? Jack asked, his voice serious. Ben looked up, concern in his eyes. Sure, what's wrong? Jack motioned for them to follow him to a quieter corner. Once they were away from prying ears, he took a deep breath. It's about Lyra. I can communicate with her. Mia raised an eyebrow. You mean the alien woman? Is she awake now? No, but I can hear her voice in my mind. She's connected. To me, Jack explained, feeling the weight of his words. She says her people, the Shy, will come for her. Wait, how can you hear her? Ben asked, looking skeptical. What do you mean connected? Jack felt frustrated but pressed. When I saved her, I created a bond. She showed me her home, her world. It's beautiful, but her people are strong and protective. They see us as a threat. Mia crossed her arms, taking in his words. So you're saying that they will come here, looking for her? That sounds serious. It is serious. We need to warn Captain Morgan and prepare the crew, Jack insisted. Ben sighed. Look, Jack, I want to believe you, but we need proof. We can't just panic without evidence. Jack felt a surge of determination. But what if we wait and it's too late? What if they come and we're not ready? Mia glanced at Ben, then back at Jack. Okay, let's say you're right. What do you suggest we do? Jack thought for a moment. We need to gather as much information as we can. If Lyra can connect with me, Maybe she can help us understand the Shy better. We must show the captain that we are in real danger. Ben nodded slowly. That might work, but we need to be careful. If we approach Captain Morgan without solid proof, she might dismiss us again. Then let's get that proof, Mia said, her eyes bright with determination. We can work together to find out more about the Shy and their technology. Maybe there are records or data we can access. Jack felt a surge of hope. Exactly. If we can gather information, we can convince the captain to take this seriously. The three of them spent the next few hours in the ship's library, sifting through records and data logs. They searched for anything related to the Shy or similar alien species. Jack felt a mix of excitement and anxiety as they worked. Time was not on their side. After hours of searching, Mia finally found something. Look at this. There's a report about a Shy ship that was spotted near the outer rim a few months ago. It had a similar energy signature to Lyra's ship. Jack leaned closer to read the report. This could be important. If they were in our area recently, they might be looking for her now. Ben nodded, his expression serious. We should bring this to the captain. It's not solid proof, but it's something. Once they had gathered their findings, the trio headed to the command center, where Captain Morgan was reviewing mission data. Jack felt a knot in his stomach. He knew this was a risk, but they had to try. Captain, can we talk to you? Jack said, trying to keep his voice steady. Captain Morgan looked up, her brow furrowing. What is it, Jack? I'm busy. We found something that might be important, Jack said, stepping forward. It's about Lyra and her people, the Shy. Morgan crossed her arms, clearly skeptical. What have you got? Mia stepped forward, holding out the data pad. There was a report about a Shy ship spotted near the outer rim. It had the same energy signature as Lyra's ship. Captain Morgan took the data pad and scanned the information. She glanced up at Jack and his friends, her expression unreadable. And you think this means the Shy will come looking for her? Yes, Captain. Lyra warned me that they would come. We need to prepare, Jack urged. We can't ignore this. Morgan sighed, her gaze serious. Jack, I appreciate your enthusiasm, but we still don't have enough evidence to act on. We cannot put the crew in danger on a hunch. Jack felt a wave of frustration. But what if they do come? We have to be ready. Enough, Morgan's voice was firm. I will not have the crew in a state of panic. We need to focus on our mission and gather more data. She handed the data pad back to Mia. Keep monitoring for any unusual activity. Dismissed. Jack felt defeated as they left the command center. She doesn't believe us, he said, his voice low. Mia put a hand on his shoulder. Don't lose hope. We still have Lyra's connection. Maybe she can help us gather more information. I just hope it's not too late, Jack replied, feeling the weight of responsibility on his shoulders. That night, Jack returned to the medical bay. He felt the familiar warmth surround him as he approached Lyra's bedside. He closed his eyes, focusing on their bond. Jack, Lyra's voice came to him softly. You have spoken to your captain? Yes, but she doesn't believe me. We need more proof, Jack said, frustration spilling over. I'm afraid we don't have much time. I understand, Lyra replied gently. But you must trust in our connection. I can help you gather the knowledge you need. Jack felt a spark of hope. How? What can you show me? Focus on my voice. Let me guide you, Lyra said. There are things you must know about the Shy and their technology. Jack closed his eyes again, feeling the warmth envelop him. This time, images flooded. His mind pictures of the Shy homeworld with its lush forests, advanced technology, and strong warriors. He could see their ships, sleek and powerful, gliding through space. This is our strength, Lyra explained. But it is also our weakness. We are protective of our kind. If they think you are a threat, they will not hesitate to attack." Jack could feel the weight of her words. "I understand. I will do everything I can to protect you and your people." "But how do we convince the captain?" "You must show her the truth," Lyra replied. "I will help you reach the knowledge you need. Together, we can bridge our worlds." As the images faded, Jack opened his eyes, feeling renewed determination. He knew he had to act fast. He would find a way to convince Captain Morgan and prepare the crew for what was coming. With Lyra's help, he felt ready to face whatever challenges lay ahead. He had saved her from death, and now it was time to protect her and his crew from the unknown danger that approached. The next day, Jack Harper woke up with a sense of urgency. He had to find a way to convince Captain Morgan and the young crew that they were in danger. Lyra's voice echoed in his mind, reminding him that time was running out. He needed to gather more information about the Shy and their technology. After breakfast, Jack met with Ben Hall and Mia Torres in the common area. They discussed how to approach the situation with the captain again. Jack felt more determined than ever. "We need to find a way to show her that Lyra is connected to us, and that we are at risk," Jack said, his eyes bright with ideas. "What if we gather more data about Shy technology?" Mia suggested. "There might be old records or logs on the ship that could help." Ben nodded. "That's a good idea. If we can find anything related to Shy ships or their technology, it might convince the captain." The trio decided to split up. Jack would go to the ship's library to search for data, while Ben and Mia would check the engineering section for any old records or blueprints of Shy technology. Jack hurried to the library, his heart racing with hope. He scanned the shelves filled with books and datapads, looking for anything that could help. He remembered Lyra's description of her homeworld and the advanced technology her people used. If he could find something similar, it might be enough to convince Captain Morgan. As he searched, he came across an old report about a previous encounter with the Shy. The report described their ships, their strengths, and their advanced weapon systems. Jack felt a thrill of excitement. This was exactly what he needed. He quickly downloaded the information onto a data pad. Just as he was about to leave, he noticed a small section labeled Alien Species. Curiosity got the better of him, and he decided to take a look. The section contained various records about different alien species, including the Shy. The entries described their culture, their technology, and their views on other species. Jack read about how the Shy valued strength and honor. They were fierce protectors of their territory and would not hesitate to defend themselves. "This is perfect," Jack whispered to himself. He copied the relevant information onto his datapad and hurried to meet Ben and Mia. When he arrived in engineering, he found them discussing some blueprints. "Did you find anything?" Jack asked, holding up his datapad. Ben looked up, excitement in his eyes. "Yes, we found old blueprints of a Shy ship. It shows their weapon systems and how they operate. This could be useful." Mia nodded. "If we can combine this information with what you found, we might have enough to convince the captain." Jack felt a surge of hope. Let's put it all together and show her. The three of them worked quickly to prepare their presentation. They combined the data on Shy technology and the report about their culture. Jack felt a sense of purpose as they organized the information. They had to make the captain understand the seriousness of the situation. Once they were ready, they headed back to the command center. Jack's heart raced with anticipation. This was their chance to get through to. The following days on the USS Aurora were tense. Jack Harper kept a close watch on the ship's sensors, worried that the Shy would arrive at any moment. He often visited Lyra in the medical bay, feeling her presence even when she was still unconscious. Each time, he felt a comforting warmth that reminded him of their bond. One afternoon, Jack was working in the engineering section with Ben Hall when the ship's alarm suddenly blared. Red lights flashed, and a voice echoed through the corridors. Alert. Unidentified ship detected in the vicinity. Jack's heart raced. It's happening. They're here. He shouted. Ben looked pale. We need to get to the command center. Now. The two of them sprinted down the hall, their footsteps echoing in the ship. When they reached the command center, Captain Morgan was already there, studying the readings on her screen. Captain, what do we know? Jack asked, trying to catch his breath. Morgan turned to him, her expression serious. We have multiple ships approaching. They are identified as shy vessels. Jack's stomach dropped. How many? 3 ships, and they're moving fast. Morgan replied, They will reach us in less than an hour. The crew members around them began to move quickly, preparing for the worst. Jack felt a surge of panic, but pushed it down. We need to alert the crew and prepare for contact, he said. Morgan nodded, her voice calm and steady. Ben, Mia, I need you to prepare the ship for possible battle. Jack, stay with me. We need to establish communication with the Shy. As the crew worked, Jack's mind raced. He thought of Lyra and her warnings. He had to find a way to protect her and convince the Shy that they meant no harm. Minutes later, the command center was buzzing with activity. Ben and Mia were checking the ship's weapon systems, while other crew members monitored the incoming ships. Jack stood beside Captain Morgan, watching the screen as the Shy vessels grew closer. They are armed, Morgan noted, her brow furrowing. We need to be careful. Can we communicate with them? Jack asked, hoping to avoid conflict. Yes, but we must be cautious, Morgan replied. If we show weakness, they may attack. As the Shy ships approached, Jack felt a mix of fear and determination. He thought of Lyra and how she had saved him from feeling alone in this situation. He had to stay strong for her. Suddenly, one of the Shy ships sent a communication signal. Morgan turned to Jack. This is our chance. Prepare to respond. Jack took a deep breath, his heart racing. I'll do it. I can help. He stepped forward, ready to communicate with the Shy. Open the channel, Morgan instructed. The crew fell silent, and all eyes turned to Jack. He focused on the screen. As the Shy symbol appeared, the image of a Shy warrior filled the screen. He was tall and imposing, with sharp features and piercing eyes. Jack felt a chill run down his spine. This is Commander Rao of the Shy fleet, the warrior said, his voice deep and strong. We seek the one called Lyra. Where is she? Jack swallowed hard. Commander Rao, I am Jack Harper. Lyra is safe aboard our ship. She was injured, but we have been taking care of her. The Shy commander's eyes narrowed. You have no right to keep her from us. She belongs to the Shy. Jack felt a surge of desperation. We saved her life. We mean no harm. We wish to understand your people and protect Lyra. Understand? Raoul scoffed. You humans only seek to dominate. You do not respect our ways. Please, listen to me, Jack pleaded. Lyra warned us that you might come. We want to help her and bridge our worlds. We need peace, not conflict. For a moment, there was silence on the screen. Raoul studied Jack, and Jack could feel the tension in the air. He hoped he had made the right choice. Your words mean little to me, Raoul finally replied, but we will give you one chance. If Lyra is alive and well, she must come to us. If she wishes to return, we will not attack your ship. Jack felt a wave of relief, but also fear. I'll bring her to you, but you must promise to keep the peace. Bring her to us, and we will talk, Raoul said. The screen went dark, and Jack turned to Captain Morgan, his heart racing. What do we do now? He asked. Morgan looked thoughtful. We have no choice. We must bring Lyra to them. But we must be prepared for anything. Jack nodded, determination returning. I'll go to the medical bay and get her right now. As he rushed to the medical bay, he felt a mix of anxiety and hope. He had to convince Lyra to trust him, and that this was the right decision. He entered the medical bay, where Lyra still lay unconscious. Lyra, I need you to wake up, Jack said, gently shaking her shoulder. Please, we need you. After a moment, Lyra's eyes fluttered open, and she looked at Jack with confusion. Jack, what is happening? The Shy are here. They want you back, Jack explained quickly. But we need to go to them together. They have promised not to attack if you return. Lyra took a deep breath, her eyes wide. I can sense their presence. They are near. Jack nodded, feeling the weight of her words. We have to show them we mean no harm. I believe you can help us bridge the gap between our worlds. Lyra sat up slowly, the strength returning to her. I will go with you, Jack, but we must be cautious. The Shy do not forgive easily. I understand, Jack said, feeling a rush of relief. Let's do this together. They left the medical bay and headed to the command center. Jack felt Lyra's presence beside him, and he knew they were stronger together. When they arrived, Captain Morgan was waiting, her expression serious. Is she ready? Morgan asked. Yes, Jack replied, his voice steady. Lyra is with me. As they stepped forward, the crew turned to look at Lyra. Jack could see their curiosity and concern. Lyra stood tall, her eyes focused. Listen carefully, she said, her voice strong. I am Lyra of the Shy. I have been saved by this crew, and they mean no harm. I wish to speak with Commander Rao and explain our intentions. Captain Morgan nodded, her expression impressed. Very well, Lyra. We are all with you. Jack felt a surge of pride as he stood by her side. Together, they would face the Shy and work toward peace. He knew that whatever happened next, they would face it together, with determination in their hearts. The crew prepared to bring Lyra to the Shy ships. Jack knew the future of both their worlds depended on this moment. Asterisk, the atmosphere in the command center of the USS Aurora was tense as Jack, Lyra, and Captain Morgan prepared to communicate with the Shy fleet. Jack's heart raced with a mix of fear and hope. He knew this was a critical moment, and the fate of both their worlds depended on how they handled it. Lyra, are you ready? Jack asked, glancing at her. She stood tall, her expression calm but serious. I am ready. Jack, we must show them that we mean no harm, Lyra replied, her voice steady. Captain Morgan turned to the crew. We need to remain alert. If the Shy sense any weakness, they may act aggressively. Keep communication lines open, and be prepared for anything. The crew nodded, tension palpable in the air. Jack felt a surge of determination as they prepared to board a shuttle that would take them to the Shy ships. As they entered the shuttle, Jack glanced at Lyra, who sat beside him. He could see the strength in her eyes, and it gave him confidence. Stay close to me, Jack whispered. We'll get through this together. Lyra nodded, her expression resolute. Together we will find a way. The shuttle took off smoothly, and as they approached the Shy vessels, Jack felt a mix of awe and fear. The Shy ships were larger and more powerful than he had imagined. Their sleek designs glinted in the light of the stars, and he could see the energy shields humming around them as they docked with the lead Shy ship. The atmosphere grew heavy with anticipation. The shuttle doors opened with a hiss, and Jack stepped out, Lyra beside him. A group of Shy warriors awaited them, their impressive figures standing tall and proud. Lyra, one of the warriors said, stepping forward. He was the same Commander Jack had seen on the screen. Commander Rao, you have returned. Yes, Commander Rao, Lyra replied, her voice strong. I have come to speak with you and explain the actions of the humans. Jack felt the eyes of the shy on him, and he took a deep breath to steady himself. He knew this was his moment to help bridge the gap between their worlds. Ral's gaze shifted to Jack. "You are the one who saved her life?" "Yes, Commander," Jack replied, trying to keep his voice steady. "We found Lyra injured on a damaged ship. We brought her aboard to help her recover. We mean no harm to your people." The shy warriors exchanged glances, and Jack could sense their skepticism. Ral stepped closer, his expression serious. "You humans have a reputation for dishonor. Why should I believe you?" Jack took a step forward, feeling the weight of their gaze. "I understand your concerns, but we acted out of compassion. Lyra has shown me glimpses of your world, and I respect your people. We want to build a relationship, not destroy it." Ral studied Jack for a long moment, his eyes searching. Finally, he spoke. "If you wish to prove your intentions, you must undergo a trial. You must show your worthiness to our people. If you fail, we will see you as a threat." Jack felt a jolt of fear. What kind of trial? He asked, trying to keep his voice calm. "A test of strength and honor," Ral replied. "You will compete against one of our warriors in a challenge. If you win, we will consider your intentions true. If you lose, you will leave our presence, and we will not allow you to return." Jack exchanged a worried glance with Lyra. "What do you think, Ben?" he asked her quietly. Lyra's expression was serious. "It is a tradition among the shy. They value strength and honor above all. You must accept the challenge, Jack.